Emily, when it comes to Tactical and Team Liquid looking where they are now, how much credit does Tactical deserve for Team Liquid's success?
So if I'm going to pick an MVP on TL, I think it would still be like Jensen, to be honest. But I think Tactical deserves a lot of credit because, like I said earlier, you could really track his progression from when he first started subbing in for Doublelift in spring and then to now. I think another thing that has happened is that him and Core work really, really well together. So obviously, like, it's kind of one of those things where you look at Tactical and you look at his improvement, and part of that is owed to him. But I also think part of it is not to take away from him, but part of it is also owed to Core JJ in a very similar way, actually, where Perks, when he was role swapping, really credited Mickey X for his like rapid improvement. I think Tactical and Core JJ work in a very similar fashion, where you can see Core taking direction over the lane, as a support really should, to be honest. But then Tactical really follows up with that direction. They seem to lane really well together. So, and then additionally in team fights, I think one of the things that people said about Tactical previously is that his team fighting actually had like flashes of being really, really good just naturally. So hopefully he can expand on that as well.
Jacob, Team Liquid plays Cloud9 in Week 7. This is a matchup of 1A and 1B, at least in the standings. I know that we've been talking about Cloud9 being far and away the best team here, but how much of a chance do you give Team Liquid here?
I actually give them a decent chance, right? I think that I think they'll lose. I don't want to say that they're going to win, but I would give them like a 20% chance, which is like fairly decent when I think you're talking about Cloud9, right?
It's funny to think like that's like 20%. Wow, that's really good against Cloud9.
It is really good against Cloud9.
It is,
20%
right.
is really good against Cloud9. I think Cloud9's vulnerable, as we've seen in the 100 Thieves and EG losses. I don't think they're going to like be able to, like, I do think it's possible they will lose more games. Team Liquid looks like a very formidable opponent, and they're growing and getting stronger. So yeah, like I'd give Team Liquid a 20% chance to beat C9, but yeah, the odds are stacked against them. The other side of that is the 80% that they lose. So yeah, I mean, Cloud9's a damn good team, but Team Liquid's actually pretty solid too. So yeah.
I think the big thing is that Team Liquid have to be, and like I know Broxa talked about this earlier on the split when I interviewed him, but it definitely hasn't come to fruition where they need to be more proactive early. I think a lot of their wins have been off of like late game team fighting, better late game decision making, and then also just having winning lanes. And I think there are a lot more opportunities for Brox to be really proactive early. And if they're going to beat C9, that's how it has to happen.
Tyler, I know that we talked about one of the themes this split, really, has been North American talent. You've talked about it at length. The rest of you have talked about it at length. Even Tactical told me a couple weeks ago that he feels like the paradigm's shifting, right? Like he feels like finally NA talent is getting its due, whether it's necessity, being the mother of invention, whatever. But at least they're getting looks and there's some success to be had. With another week under the belt, as we transition here to even you talking with Blabber about this, what are you hearing? Like, what is your sentiment regarding this? Is the snowball still building, or do you still believe that, you know what, we're just going to lean on international when things go back to normal?
I think we will see teams still lean on international talent. I talked to Blabber, and Blabber basically flat out said he doesn't think that most teams could build a 5-man roster of full North American homegrown talent and win on the international stage. I do agree to that to some extent. I do think like if you built the best NA team possible of residents, you could do very well at Worlds. We still need that mid lane prospect like in a Blaze Olive or a Yusui or a Powell Fox or a Saligo to really take that step to be that Vulcan or that Blabber in that role. But I do think it maybe is coming. But I do think my hope for NA is that we lean on homegrown talent, and if you import international players, make it a golden choice. If EG goes out and signs Chovy this offseason, I'm going to have no complaints. Could it fail miserably? Definitely. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's a bad move. I'm not going to be like, that is a dumb move by EG by getting one of the best players in the entire world to come to North America. The issue of North American teams and importing is that they have not been going for the golden fish. They haven't been going for these big name in their prime players or up and coming prospects. They've been going for players at the end of their careers that have, they've had their shine and now they're waning into the end of their career. Where if you're gonna import a player, do one that is up and coming, or get someone who is like Chovy. If you go and get Chovy, I will never Showmaker, Chovy, anything like that. Import them all you like. But I think the problem with NA is that we import players just because they're named sometimes, and not just because of their form or how they can synergize in a team or what they still have to give, or if they even would want to be in North America. Where I feel like, from what I was told during the Chovy conversations, like he's fine going to North America. I don't think he really minds coming here. I think he would do pretty well. I just think that there's other players sometimes where they don't really care outside of the money, and they'll come to North America. And I'm not saying they're going to steal a paycheck, but they're going to do their job, get the money, and leave. And I'm not blaming them. It's up to the teams to scout better. And I think Emily's brought this up many times, where a lot of teams just don't do the proper scouting when bringing in imports. And if you want to bring in imports, do the proper scouting.
Wait, no, show that again, Emily. Show us one more time. That says scout.
Not the player, not the EDG mid laner, basically.
Not the player, the talent. Nice. Exactly.